everyone, and welcome to Local Live here at Making Music in downtown Frederick. I'm super stoked to interview my guests today. These are some of the members of Marzy Maddox.
What up?
Say hi, guys. We have Andy on drums. We have Matt here, guitar, and some call and answer, awesome vocals as well. And then Phoenix, who does most of the vocals and the songwriting as well, right?
And play bass.
And play bass. What? Well, that's kind of important.
Sometimes, not really.
You can tell my priorities. So thanks for making the trip here today, all the way from Woodsboro.
Yeah. It was a long drive.
Yeah.
It was a long 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Sweet. So I'm excited to have you guys because you're one of our first all-original acts here that actually is writing and creating the music. So a lot of different questions today. And of course, please ask your questions because they're here, they're live, and they can't avoid you. It's impossible. They have to answer anything you put them on the spot about. So individually, how long have you each been playing, and how did you get started?
I've been playing since I was 15, and I'm turning 22 now, so like 6 years, I guess.
Okay.
I started playing because my dad played.
Really? He played bass as well?
He played guitar.
Oh,
So I
okay.
started playing guitar, and then I eventually moved to bass and singing and stuff like that. So I originally started playing guitar because I wanted to sing, and I wanted to accompany myself, so I learned some chords, and that was pretty much it.
Sweet.
And then,
My dad taught me to play, and I think I was like 8.
Okay.
So I've been playing for 13 years.
Wow. And your dad is a musician as well?
Yep.
Super cool.
Yep.
And how about you?
Everything.
I've been playing since I was 6.
Nice.
Yeah, my mom tried to get me to play piano, but I didn't really dig that.
Not so much.
Yeah.
another instrument for
Piano
you.
is still a percussion instrument. technically, though.
So talk to me a little bit about your creative process. That's something I was really fascinated to talk to you about. So I'm in a cover band, Vinyl Rhino, and I love that, but I also really dig writing originals. And I listen to some of your stuff, and anyone joining us, if you haven't checked out Marzy Maddox, they already have music out. They just released a new album, full-length album. So their stuff is out there to listen to, and I thought it was really great. So for some local music, so what's your process when you're writing the songs?
So originally, before Matt joined the band, it was pretty much just me, and I wrote pretty much everything. I would program the drum parts and stuff like that, or I would just talk with the drummer and kind of be like, here's the idea that I want, play it.
Okay.
But with this new record, I'd kind of write the general structure of the song, so I'd have like the verse, the chorus, the bridge, and I'd have a vocal idea, but then I would ask Matt, I'd be like, all right, I want like a certain riff right here, or a certain kind of feel. What can you do, since he's a guitar virtuoso? And that's kind of how it just started. You know, I have the structure of the song, and then I bring Matt in to add the little bits and pieces here that make it flashy.
And how did you two meet?
We met actually at the Frederick Rock School.
Yeah.
Oh, the Frederick Rock School.
When we were,
great shout out.
Yeah, we were actually, I got the first band that I was in was with him, and that's how we met.
The band that everyone at the rock school has been in.
yeah, everyone's been in it now. We started that band.
What's that band called?
It was called American Roulette. I don't know if it's still around.
Oh, American Roulette. That's a tight band name as well.
Yeah, but we played tons of shows and stuff like that. And then after we both had left that, we tried to get back together like a couple times over the years, but just it never worked out. And then I had
like star-crossed loves. Like
yeah, right, you know? But I had a couple other guys in the lineup, and we had a bass player, and I was playing guitar and singing at the time. And the bass player was just not working out, and so we were like, all right, what do we do? We can't really find a bass player. We've been trying for a really long time. And so I decided, you know what, I'll move over to bass. And Matt had been coming to our shows, and so I was like, hey, Matt, do you want to finally play in a band with me? And he was like, dude, absolutely. And then since then.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So let's see if anybody has any questions. Just some highs and hello. Hi Lindsay.
Guys.
Hi, Cheyenne. Hi, Clarissa. Hi, Dave Merrill. Oh, Dave Merrill, he's a bass player that I used to jam with. Great bass player. Awesome. So, okay, so you're excited about this new record. Something that I think is crazy cool that you guys are doing is your promotions are on point. Not only are they like regular, they're in my feed. I started following you like 2 months ago, but they're hilarious. And I don't know if anybody's seen them. There's the one that I think is maybe got the most reaction is you running into a garage door.
Yeah.
Do you want to describe that video and then tell us about
believe
how
it or not,
injured you may be from that?
Actually, my idea.
He volunteered to hurt himself.
I did volunteer to hurt myself. My ribs were a little sore the next day, but it was worth it.
So he's in the video, he's so excited that the CDs have arrived, finished, that he runs into the garage door. And as we talked about, the internet loves people hurting themselves.
I actually had to do a test run, too, to make sure, because I was planning on hitting it pretty hard. But I had to do like a couple test runs just to make sure I wasn't going to like possibly break the garage door.
Okay, whose garage garage door was it?
My parents.
And they were like okay with this.
Well, they didn't know.
Okay, well
They didn't know,
yeah,
and it was funny
beg
because
for forgiveness.
we had posted it, and my mom texted me. She's like, "Did you break the door?" And
Oh,
we're like,
man.
"No, it's fine, it's fine."
His dad's just like upstairs on the computer. He's like, "What was that?"
That's delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody gave you any strange looks in the neighborhood as
No.
you were doing it?
No, we do lots of strange stuff, so our neighbors just kind of ignore
They're
us.
used to it. That's
Yeah.
great. They're like, oh, those musicians. Those
Yeah.
crazy kids all there. So you're from Woodsboro. So Frederick local, which is awesome. Do you perform most of your shows locally? Or what's the farthest away you perform? Talk about where you perform.
The farthest away we performed was actually in Atlantic City.
Oh, cool.
A friend of ours had gotten us a show there, and it was terrible.
It was terrible. Well, another question is always like, what is your oddest gig? Which is we're really asking like, what's your crappiest gig? Like, what's your worst gig?
I wouldn't say that was the oddest gig. I think the oddest one was when we went to this, I forget where it was, but it was in Baltimore. And it I don't even know how to describe it. It was kind of like this real like hippie place. There was a fireplace in there cooking. There were like dirty books everywhere. There was just stuff
Dirty
all
books.
over the
Wait,
ground.
dirty books is in like the
Like-
content was
no,
dirty,
no,
or like
just-
nobody cleaned these books.
Nobody
ever?
cleaned these books. They're
They were
just
so
all on the
dusty.
ground. They're just dusty all over the
so
ground.
it was like Jane Austen. It wasn't necessarily like graphic
Yeah.
material.
What venue
Wizard
was it?
books.
I don't remember what
Wizard
it was called.
books.
I don't remember what it was called, but it was really.
Well, we're gonna
horrible.
rename it Dirty Books.
Dirty Books. It was
The
called
new
Dirty Books.
place.
Dirty Books in Baltimore. Go check it out this
Is that the one
weekend.
with the cat?
Yeah, there was
There's
like
a cat
cats
there?
walking around and stuff like that, and we weren't sure if the people that were hosting the show actually had like permission to be there.
Okay.
We weren't sure if we had broken in and
So
we're
you
just
were
putting
like
on a show.
squatting a show.
Yeah, we were squatting a
Okay,
show. So that was
cool.
probably like the weirdest one
The-
to be done.
I mean, like you two did that on like a Beatles.
Yeah.
Done it. So you're following a good tradition of squatting. shows.
Breaking and entering.
I like that.
There was the Champ. The Champ it was a great venue to play at. But the funny thing was there was like paint chips falling from the ceiling. So every time we would like hit something really hard, paint chips
Yeah,
would like
just the
fall.
ceiling started
Oh,
like,
no.
just
Snowing?
down a little bit.
You know, yeah,
So they're
this
like,
is
why did you
great.
play that whole show with your eyes closed? Asbestos. Okay.
I actually like that venue. That was pretty fun.
So you think it was odd, but you were like, I'm down with the Dirty Books. Dirty Books are your thing. That's good. That's a good song name. You should get into that. So Cheyenne wants to know, what's your favorite gig?
Oh. You want to answer what your favorite one was?
I think my favorite one when it comes to sound was Soundstage.
Oh, wow.
Just because
Makes sense.
I think it was one of the only gigs we played where nothing went wrong.
Okay.
Which I mean, any gig you play in general, something goes wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, you.
And was it a
band, you
multi-band
probably
lineup,
know.
so you only had like, how long did you get to sound check even? Or did
No,
you?
We didn't
no
sound check at
sound
all.
Oh, that's great. That's a good
Actually,
engineer.
what's a sound check?
Shout out to
Actually,
the
had
engineer.
Actually, had just bought a new pickup, and I like half-ass wired it in.
It was like falling out on stage.
Oh, that's
We're just
great.
like, this is going great.
Yeah.
Um,
but no problems there.
But it's still went really well. The
Yeah, it was just a
monitor
really,
sounds good.
really fun gig to play, and I think the sound overall was really good. But I do like going to the Champ and playing Baltimore shows as well. But when it comes to funnest, I think 611, that one show we played for Thank You Scientist and Haken.
Yeah, we get to play. Yes,
So
that's what I was gonna say. My favorite show is here at 611. We get to play with Haken and Thank You Scientists, which are two of our favorite bands.
Oh, cool.
So getting the call for that, like, hey, do you guys want to play with these two bands over from Europe? And we're like, yes.
Yeah, just to be able to put that on your little
Yeah,
resume.
that
or
was so
brag for it.
awesome. Yeah, it was really, really cool, and they were like super nice guys, and so getting to play with some of our idols, and people loved it. So it was a really good time.
Yeah, neat. And hopefully the idea of that, I love playing with big acts as well, is that you get some of their fans too when they
Yeah.
get there. So
We were like, this place is packed. Should
Yeah.
practice
Yeah,
more."
that was cool. Yeah, that was like our biggest show.
how
too.
often do you rehearse?
Right now we've been rehearsing every week. Now we're starting to do 2 times a week because Andy just joined the band. So
Okay.
unfortunately, I was going to say this. Unfortunately, Andy hasn't played a show with us yet.
Yeah, and
so-
welcome to the band,
Yeah.
formerly of Lion's Den. So I followed
Yeah.
your old band.
Yeah, I'm still in the band right now, but yeah,
Just to, you can never have too many gigs as a
Yeah.
musician. Don't say no. Just keep the projects piling up, and
Yeah.
sleep is optional, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
that's how I look at it. Okay, so Clarissa wants to know, what was the song on that video? And I think she's talking about the video where you run into the garage door, maybe? Is that the song?
Skyhound.
Okay.
That's the last
That's
track
the last
on this
track
record.
On the new
record,
record.
yep.
How did you come up with the name Marzy Maddox, by the way? What is the significance
Oh
of
my
it?
God. Okay, so I guess this is kind of answer like a couple questions at once.
Okay.
So I had started the band without really starting the band. I had done, I had some songs when I was at the rock school, and one of the teachers there was like, "Hey, do you want to record these songs?" He's like, "I've got a studio at my house, and we can track these songs." So I was like, "Absolutely."
What teacher was this?
Shane Gamble.
Oh, okay, Shane
Yeah.
Campbell. Wow.
Yeah. So
local-
shout out to
local.
Shane. Thanks for getting me started, man.
Oh.
So we recorded at his place. I recorded the guitar and the bass, the vocals, and then we'd gotten one of the other teachers, Joel, to record drums. And so it was kind of like, one, I just wanted to record songs, and two, that was kind of my way of starting a band, because it was like, it's a lot easier to get people involved if you're like, hey, I've already got music, I've already got a product.
Yeah.
And so that's how it started, and he was like, okay, what do you want to name this project? And so I had met this girl named Marzy one time.
Which
and
is a cool name.
Yeah, which is like a really cool name. So I was like, that's a really cool name. And I've always been into like the sci-fi and fantasy kind of stuff like that. So I was like, how do I make that even cooler? So I came up with the name Maddox, and I was like, Marzy Maddox is like a really original name. So
It
I
sounds
was
cool.
like,
It's very memorable. Yeah, the minute I heard it, I was like,
yeah. So it's stuck ever since then.
just made up cool name.
Yeah,
that one
just made it up.
chick. Thank you to her. Okay, let's see. That was the Free Farm Collective, says Mike McCann. I think that's the gig.
Oh, that was the venue. That was
that
Dirty
we're
Books
talking about.
place.
That's Dirty Books.
That's Dirty Books.
Well, Free Farm. That sounds. That's similar. That sounds pretty cool. Okay, funniest moment experienced on stage. Dave Merrill wants to know. The funniest moment you've had on stage.
Does it have to be with this band? Since we're kind
No,
of
now you've all been in multiple projects. Yeah, you just go down the
I guess
line.
For me, the other band, Lionston, our singer just got super drunk one time.
But that never happens in original or cover bands. No one drinks.
We don't
It's
drink.
crazy. Musicians
And
drinking.
he was like in the middle of a breakdown, and his ass crack was just hanging out.
Oh,
It
it's
was
amazing.
the funniest thing ever. He was kneeling on the ground, like screaming with his ass crack.
That
Paul,
is
do
pretty
you
funny.
I'd say it was pretty funny for everyone else, more so embarrassing for me.
Okay.
We were playing this show at this skate park. It was Fear Cliff, in Virginia.
Yeah,
I think it was.
yeah, West area.
And I didn't bring an extra guitar. And
Don't do that, kids.
That's-
Always bring extra guitar.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not gonna break a string. I just replaced them. I guess like clamped it a little too tight.
Yeah, you're tempting the fates right there, bud.
Broke the low E string on the first song.
Oh.
Mid-song.
How many
Mid-song.
songs? How many
Not
songs was
towards
the
the
set?
end.
I mean,
Like, like 8. Like,
oh yeah, you're.
yeah. Right when we ended, I was like, "Does somebody have a guitar?" Like,
Well, you got to give a little bit of backstory into what type of guitar you play for this to be funny.
Oh, well, it was a Strandberg.
Yeah,
that I
so
was
he
playing.
plays this headless guitar. It's like super light, like the lightest guitar ever, weighs nothing, and he plays it like up really high. You know,
Wow,
we're like
wait.
technical
Yeah, no, I
musicians,
play- yeah,
so
I
we
play
play up
pretty
really
much
high.
Like a bluegrass.
I have a
band.
lot of really weird like weird chord
Okay.
shapes
So
and stuff.
he asked somebody for a guitar.
Yeah, and this guy gives me an Epiphone Les Paul Black Beauty.
So your arms are sore immediately.
Yeah,
Heaviest
and,
guitar.
I don't mind people that play Les Pauls. I think they sound fine, but it's my most hated guitar to play.
Yeah, everybody has their
I
preference.
hate those guitars because they are so heavy and just not ergonomic at all.
Yeah.
And the strap, the highest the strap would go is like down here.
Yeah.
So I'm basically with my shoulders out. I'm like, all right.
Looking like Jimmy
And the next
Page.
song is like all 9 chords, and I'm like the whole, throughout the rest of the 7 songs, it was horrible. And he had it tuned like a half a step lower than what I needed to play in.
Oh no.
And trying to get it in tune in
Yeah.
the first place because he had it tuned in like drop. Oh man, it was drop B, but he had 9 gauge strings on, so it was like
Okay.
playing a rubber bands.
It's very specific.
It was horrible, you know. And I actually quit my job to play that show. I was working at Chipotle, so it didn't really matter. But they were
Shout
like,
out
hey,
Chipotle.
you go
Thanks
to the
for,
show,
for
then you
supporting musicians.
Yeah.
So you quit your job. You quit your job. You got a horrible guitar to play, and then
And I
No
lost my
burritos.
girlfriend.
and
No
this
string.
and the girlfriend.
You
at
know what?
time
The
broke-
girlfriend was like, "No more burritos."
Yeah, she
That's
broke
it.
up with the
Like,
day before.
She drew her burrito connection. Like, no more chips and
Yeah,
salsa. No, she's got to pay for guac now.
So the second that
Get
string
it.
broke, I was like, my life.
He suddenly started crying on stage.
Why? You know?
But like you running into the garage door, you know, people were amused by your misery that day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I'm always amused by it.
And that's a true bromance, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So what was your funniest?
My funniest moment was with my one of my old bands, the first band that I started like really playing out with. Me and the bass player at the time, like we always had like a really awesome show, and I wasn't playing an instrument at the time, so I was just like the front man, and I'd always like sometimes give him the mic to sing. And one time he came over, and I didn't realize I couldn't judge how close he was to
Oh,
me.
no.
So I went to give him the mic, and I busted him right in the mouth, and he's just bleeding all over his stage playing, and everyone's in the audience like, oh, God. And it was horrific.
I like how both of your funny story was funny. Yours are like a little traumatic and funny. So I have chipped my teeth several times on the microphone myself, just like I've literally whacked myself. But I also am pretty sure I've given audience members bloody lips accidentally as well. So like that story rings
Something
true
to
to me.
remember as
So
well.
I'm just like, okay, so I'm just kidding. Now I'm gonna go over here now. Why is your lip bleeding? You're drunk. It happened. Who knows? Like you'll see that tomorrow. Okay, so Kevin Stensbury wants to know when and where you are playing in Maryland again.
Good question.
That's a good
Great question. That's
June
one of my questions, Kevin. Good job.
June 16th at Cafe 611. We're
Oh,
actually
perfect.
doing like a CD release show to kind of celebrate our record coming out. It's
June
been out for
16th.
It's been out for like a month now, I think.
Yeah,
So
that's
we're
May
doing
5th.
Yeah, May 5th. So
Okay.
we're doing an official release show. June 16th, Cafe 611.
So you can come see you guys, buy the CD. That's a Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's
Cool.
Saturday.
There you go.
And then we're also
Doors-
playing
doors at 6?
Doors at 6. And we're also playing July 8th at the Auto Bar.
Oh, July the anniversary
Yeah.
for you, you people that are not Frederick people.
Yeah. And that's the
Okay.
day after my birthday, so come say happy birthday to me. Or
Right.
punch me in the face.
So I see a couple more questions, and we're definitely going to take the questions, but right now it is song time. So we're going to have you guys perform a little something for us, and then after that we will get right back to your questions, because I see some good ones in here. All right, so that you are doing
Doing an original
an
first.
original first.
The song's called Killing You, and it's off the new record, Catching Up to Massimo.
Okay, awesome. Here we have Marzy Maddox with Killing You.
I've been watching you, and for what it's worth, I think you're beautiful. I once told you with both of my hands wrapped around your throat and bury you with the snow falling down. But I will be killing you and yours tonight. It's time to die. Oh, please, girl, don't cry. It's nothing personal. It's just a fact of life. It's just a fact of life. All I meant to do is love you till your death do us part. And with your heart I lay, lonely and afraid to say that I love you. Lucille, you have my heart, and I'd burn the world for you, but I will be killing you and yours tonight. It's time to die. Oh, please, girl, don't cry. It's nothing personal. It's just a fact of life. That one day you will die. We'll be killing you. Yours tonight. It's time to die. Oh, please, Lucille, don't cry. It's nothing personal. It's just a fact of life. It's just a fact of life. Thank you.
Well, that was a delight. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So much, I really enjoy your vocal quality.
Thank you.
And I was making this comparison earlier, and I hope you don't mind it. As a vocalist myself, I'm like, when people are like, you sound just like blank, I'm like, back off, I'm me, you know? But it reminds me a little, like some of your other stuff from the other album, of early Silverchair. Did you ever listen to that? Okay,
That's
so
cool.
he has a nice vulnerability in his voice, and I think you have that too. It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
And of course, you're fantastic. Good job. I see why you were like, bass is cool with me. Like, come on in. So we have a question from my friend Eric. He's also a cool DJ. They want to know, as a band, kind of what's your, do you have a band that you all kind of identify with that you like together?
I think there's I'd say there's 5 or 6 bands.
Well, throw them out. What you got?
One of the reasons that we hooked up with Andy so fast.
Well, that's funny because one of our other questions is, how did you hook up with Andy? So answer them both.
I'd seen him at a show. I was with my other band, and I saw him at a show, and I was like, man, we're looking for a drummer. And I was like, this guy's really good. I was like, this guy's really, really good. And so I hit him up like the day later, and I sent him a message. I was like, hey, man, we just released a new record. Check it out. We're looking for a drummer. And he was like really into it, and we started talking about the bands that we liked. So some of them are Intervals. Animals as leader, Periphery,
Periphery, yeah.
Pliny. And so those we all really like.
Yeah.
Nice, good choices.
Yeah.
So that answers another question. Hey, and then the other question was also about Andy. Wanted to know, how do you describe your style?
Terrible.
I'd say.
Beanie, black shirt. No, you mean music. Okay.
I don't even know. I mean, I try not to be just like a generic rock drummer.
Yeah.
I mean, I've studied like jazz and just other stuff. I think like the drummer for Animals as Leaders, Periphery's drummer, they do a really good job of adding in other styles.
Yeah.
Where it totally differentiates them from just, I don't really like just rock drummers in general.
Okay.
Just
Unless you're a
drummers.
rock drummer watching, then he
Sorry.
probably likes you.
I think we're kind of all that way. We kind of I would say with this record, we're definitely trying to go in the progressive rock direction because
Yeah.
we all like so many different styles of music.
Sure.
And so we try to incorporate a lot of different stuff and try to just be really original. Because I think all of us have kind of we like pop music, we like all different types of music and stuff like that. But man, we want to do something different that other people aren't really doing. So our song structure is we like to think it's very unique. And we just try to write stuff that we also find is fun to play.
Yeah, I heard a wise saying one time. Someone told me, only do what only you can do. So, I'm sure you guys, if you really wanted to, could go out and really just nail a Lady Gaga song. But if that's not your thing.
We did cover 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton.
You did?
Yeah.
Where, is there a video
really
of that?
fun.
There should be
There's a
video
couple
of
videos.
that
Yeah!
There's actually a Facebook Live event with Frederick News Post.
Super cool.
As
Okay.
well as we played it a full band version of it at the Skate Jam. I think it was 2016.
years ago. Yeah.
That's nice. And so you sang that. And
Yep.
You felt really good about that.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's a good. It's
Yeah.
it's a fantastic.
It is a great song. I remember
Oh,
hearing
yeah,
that when I was
fun.
a little kid in the car. My mom bought the CD. I was like, this is a cool song.
Yeah.
Terry Crews sings it the best though.
Just adds,
Yeah,
adds a
yeah.
double bass
Definitely.
drums to it, and it's
Yeah.
like a whole new song, right? Okay, cool. This is a great question. The last song that you performed, what is it about? That's a really good question from Clarissa.
Okay, so our entire record is a concept record, because my favorite band is Coheed and Cambria, and
What?
I also and
Yes!
I also really like Frank Zappa, and Yes, Haken, a lot of the guys that have concepts.
Yes, Coheed and Cambria, huge on the concept albums
Yeah,
and comic book series. For people who
yeah.
don't know, Coheed and Cambria, the lead singer, writes the songs to sort of echo a call and answer between his comic book series, The Armory Wars. So,
that Coheed tattoo.
oh man, check that band out as well.
Yeah.
But they don't need your, they're not local.
So that's kind of influenced my writing and stuff like that. And so the whole concept of the record is this kind of fantasy story about this sorceress that's trying to take over the land and whatnot, and these children that get caught up in that, and the things that they have to do to survive, and then eventually becoming the heroes, and one of them an anti-hero. So this song, actually, Killing You, takes place because the sorceress has found out that this girl, Lucille, is starting to rise up with power and get a following, and people are not sure really why this child is gaining a following. And so she creates this monster to kill her, hence Killing You. But the thing about this monster is that the only thing it's ever known is Lucille. Its whole mission in life is to kill Lucille, and eventually that starts to twist in its head, and he starts to become obsessed with her, and then
A little-
eventually
yeah, like-
falls in love with her.
Yeah.
And towards the, not to spoil, but towards the middle end of the story, he saves her. Instead of killing her, he ends up saving her
Oh,
life.
Freud would have a field day with that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. So it's not a totally
So
sad
many
song.
concepts for that monster to explore in therapy.
Yeah.
You know, when he thinks about
That could be one of the videos we do. We could do
Yeah,
a little
you could-
teaser video. One of us
Someone
dresses
who you
up
put
like a
on,
monster.
you have the beard, maybe you could do a little, like a little,
Yeah.
you know, like a little, someone's got, you're both on the couch, you know. Okay. Do you need an opening band on any of your Maryland gigs? Coming from Kevin Stansbury.
Well, we're starting to try to book some of our own gigs. So DM us, send us your band's link, and we'll hook up with you, man.
That
We'd love to play
sounds
some
great.
shows.
Better hurry up. They got one on June 16th. Start practicing. Okay, cool. Well, I think we're going to do another song before we wrap up. Anything else? Any shout-outs? Anyone else you want? I know you mentioned Shane Gamble. Anybody else that's really influenced you guys that you wanted to take a moment to recognize before we go to the last song?
I want to say thanks to Anoop Sastry for he actually drummed on our record because at the time we didn't have a drummer, and he also mixed the record. And so
very
he's helped
cool.
us out a lot, gives us a lot of advice, been a really cool guy to us.
Definitely.
So big shout out to him. Our parents.
Yeah.
You guys are like really supportive and stuff like that.
Hi,
Help us
Mom.
do what we do.
Garage doors, always there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody, Andy, for you?
Well, no, not really.
Myself. He's like myself, man.
It's all me. One man show, a typical drummer. It's back there. World cone of self. Okay, cool. So you guys are going to do one more song for us before we head out. And this is not an original.
This is not an original. No.
But that's okay. And I'm excited to see you cover it. So Marzy Maddox doing a cover song for you guys. Be a real treat.
This is the happy song.
This is Hurt by 9 Inch Nails. I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything.
great. That's
Thank
really
you.
beautiful. Okay, cool. So I want to thank Marzy Maddox again, these awesome members of Marzy Maddox, for being my guest today on Local Live at Making Music. So join us next time. We are going to be talking with members of Special Delivery, and that's going to be on June 12th. So Tuesday, June 12th, tune in to check out me, Ashley Maria Vinyl Rhino, Frederick, Maryland, and the members of Special Delivery. So that's going to be a good time. So thanks again to Andy, Matt, and Phoenix
Thank you.
of
Thank you.
Marzy Maddox
you.
here at Local Live, making music in downtown Frederick. Woo! Shout out.